What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sneakerbot Club, where we post live cops, tutorials, and reviews. In today's video, I'm going to show you the absolute best way to set up Dashe for Yeezy Supply. So if you're new to Dashe, whether you're renting it for the first time, or if you just bought it for resale, or if you're just wondering why you haven't copped a Dashe, then this video is just for you. So first up, I'm going to be going over exactly how you should set up your tasks and your captcha solvers. Then I'll go over the best proxies to use along with some other tips and tricks, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I create lots of informative live cop videos, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Alright, now let's get into it. So first up, I'm going to go over the settings tab. Now in here, it's really basic stuff for Yeezy Supply. For the monitor settings, you're just going to leave it all default since the Yeezy Supply module uses its own internal monitor delay. So don't need to worry about that. For your webhook, you're just going to want to paste it in here. And over here on the right side, make sure this enable console is checked and make sure you click on this auto click captcha. Now down here for captcha source, if you want to use the inbot captcha solvers, go ahead and leave it on this setting. If you're going to use AYCD auto solve, then switch that to AYCD and paste in your access token and your API key. But for this tutorial, we're just going to use the inbot solver since I'm going to show you guys how to set those up. So once you have all of that all set up, just hit save. Alright, so let's go over the proxies tab. So for proxies, the first thing you want to do is give the proxy list a name. So first up, I'm going to paste in some ISP proxies. So I'm going to name this ISP and just come down to the input list and paste in all of your proxies here and hit save. So from here, you can test them if you want on Yeezy Supply. And once that's done, if you want to add another proxy list, just give it a new name. So let's call this Resi. I'm going to paste in a bunch of residential proxies here and then hit save. So now I have two different lists, ISP and residential proxies. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about proxies at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And let's move on to creating some tasks. Now for this section, it's pretty simple as well. You're just going to want to go over to the store section and search for Yeezy Supply. Go ahead and click that. Now for the monitor input, you're just going to paste in the SKU for the shoes here. So I'm going to use this SKU for example. And up next, we're going to go down to the task details. This is where you're going to select your sizes and your profiles. So first up, I'm going to show you how to create one task, and then I'm going to show you the most efficient way to create hundreds of tasks. Alright, so first up, you want to choose your size. You can either choose random or you can choose multiple sizes if you want. So if I wanted to go for all base size, I would do something like this. So I'm going to deselect random for this. And for profile, you're going to choose your profile here. Quantity of items, since we can only cart one at a time, you could either enter one here or just leave it blank. Quantity of tasks. So Yeezy Supply, in my experience, they let you check out about 2 to 3 pairs per credit card. So for this example, I'm just going to create 3 tasks with this profile. And next up, I'm going to choose my proxy list. So for this example, I'll use ISPs and go ahead and click on add tasks. And that should create 3 tasks for us. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, now if you want to have the best chances at copying on Yeezy Supply, you're going to want to have as many tasks as possible. So let me show you how to create hundreds of tasks really quick. So we'll go back to the create tasks tab. And from here, what you want to do is go to this full size run button right here. Go ahead and click that. And if I wanted to just run random for all of my tasks, I would hit random. If I wanted to choose base size, then I would just click on all the base sizes here. But let's just leave it at random for this example. All right, so now we're going to select the profiles. So my recommendation is to make sure your Dashe is full of profiles that you're going to use on Yeezy Supply. So let me show you why. To select all of your profiles, you're just going to click on the first one, scroll all the way down, hold shift on your keyboard, then click on that last profile. So it's going to select all of your profiles here. Now, if I were to just hit add tasks, this would create 1 task per profile. So that would make 10 tasks. But since Yeezy Supply lets you check out 2 to 3 times per profile, let's go ahead and make 10 profiles of each just to increase our chances of copying. So this should make 100 tasks. So go ahead and hit add tasks, click out of here. And if we go back to task management, you're going to see we have over 100 tasks. Alright, so I've made 100 tasks with my ISP proxies. So now let's go make some with residential proxies. So let's go back to create tasks. And all we're going to do is go down to our proxy list and choose our Resi proxy list and do the same thing. We're going to go to full size run. And this is where Dashe makes it really easy to create more tasks. So everything I selected earlier is still here. So I have all 10 of my profiles. My sizing is random and I have 10 tasks. So I'm going to leave it at that. This should create 100 tasks, all using residential proxies. So let's hit add tasks. And if we click out, go back to tasks, we should have just over 200 tasks now. And there we go. All right, so next up, let's go over our Captcha Harvesters. So Dashe recommends to use one Captcha solver for every 50 to 150 tasks. So since here I have 200 tasks, I'm just going to create 3 solvers. So to do that, you're just going to click on open window. And right here, you're going to paste in a proxy. Hopefully you've been farming your Gmail accounts. If not, you can use your personal Gmail that you use without a proxy, but that Gmail might eventually get banned. If it gets banned, you're going to see some black text down here instead of a little Captcha square here. So if that happens, you're just going to want to paste in a proxy here, click save, and that should fix that problem. All right, so for our first solver, we're going to paste in our proxy here. So paste that in, hit save, and then click on YouTube. Now you're going to log into your Gmail account here. So to do that, go up to sign in, and that's it. So we'll close that out. Now if we go back to the YouTube button, we should still be logged into Gmail, and yes we are. All right, so since I have 200 tasks for this example, I'm going to open 3 solvers. So let's go ahead and do that 2 more times. So to add another solver, click on new, and we're going to paste in another proxy for another Gmail account. Alright, now we have these 3 Captcha solvers set up and we're ready to go. You don't need to leave these open, so I normally just minimize them down here. That way I have my monitor clear. Alright, so when it comes to drop time, Hunter recommends to start just a couple of tasks right when the release is going to happen, which is usually about 6 a.m. PST. So just start a couple, and then as soon as the sale's live, you can go ahead and click start all, and all of your tasks will start. So one thing to look out for when it comes to drop time, if any of your tasks are stuck on going to homepage, then that means that your proxy is most likely bad. So what I like to do when that happens is I'll go down the list and click on stop on all of my tasks that say going to homepage. This usually takes a while if I have hundreds and hundreds of tasks, but I'll do as many as I can, click stop, and then I'll hit start all, and that'll give each task a new proxy, and hopefully you'll see that message that says waiting in Splash. Now during drop time, I highly recommend keeping an eye on the Dashe Discord server. Hunter usually keeps us updated on if people are starting to pass Splash or if people are starting to check out, so you know exactly how the drop's going for the bot. Alright, so now let's talk a little bit about proxies. So for proxies, the best performing proxies are going to be ISPs. Just make sure your proxy provider advertises that the proxies work on Yeezy Supply. I have the best luck with my proxy sponsors. I'll have them all linked down below. Now, since ISPs are usually pretty expensive, they're average about $2 per proxy. If you want to run hundreds of tasks, it's not realistic to have hundreds of proxies. So you're going to want to run some residential proxies as well. But I do recommend filtering out the proxies before you paste them into the bot. My go-to method for filtering out proxies is to use AYCD. Now what this does is this removes all of the bad proxies that are not pinging to Yeezy Supply. So in doing this, it just increases your amount of tasks that are actually reaching Yeezy Supply, which in turn increases your chances of copying. So Yeezy Supply is all about a numbers game. So the more tasks you have, the more chances you have of copying. All right, so my preferred way to filter out residential proxies is to use AYCD. So here I'm in the proxies tab, and what I'm going to do is create a new list. I'm going to call this one Resi. And I'm going to paste in all of my residential proxies here. I'm going to select it here, and all you got to do is go to the target section and select Yeezy Supply. Now at the top right, go to options and click on test proxies and test all. Now hit run, and it's going to test all of your proxies to make sure they're working on Yeezy Supply. So just give this a couple seconds to let it run, and once it's done, it's going to show you which of your proxies are not working on Yeezy Supply. So as you can see here, I have a couple that pop up. So to get rid of these, you're going to go to options and click right here, delete dead proxies. And it's going to ask you if you're sure you want to delete these. Just go ahead and click yes, and then hit yes again. And now you have all proxies that actually work on Yeezy Supply. So to copy this list, just hit Control A on your keyboard and then hit Control C to copy. And then you can go back to your bot and paste it in. And hit save. So for profiles, if you find yourself stuck with only a couple of credit cards, I highly recommend signing up for privacy. With privacy, you can generate multiple credit cards that actually work on Yeezy Supply. So if you want to sign up for privacy, I'll have a link down below as well. Alright guys, that pretty much does it for this tutorial. If you have any questions at all, make sure you leave it in a comment down below. And if you found this video helpful at all, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright guys, good luck on your next Yeezy Supply drop, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.